Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to work today on this beautiful, beautiful grapevine heart-shaped tree of life. Now this one here is part 2. I did an introduction on my bead collection and I also did part 1. And I think it would be beneficial if you watched it because it will show you how I attached these wires and where and why. Also, there is a link in part 1 for this particular wreath from Hobby Lobby. Oops, I'm going to make some noise. I tried to cover everything up, but I'm still going to make noise. Okay, so what I decided to do, when I put them, before I start doing anything, what I want to do is arrange my roots and put a zip tie. Now, because this project is really long, I will keep in mind to keep looking over to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. But right now, I just want to move them around just a little bit. I can always come back afterwards. This is so different than the regular novelty kind of tree that I do all the time. So I love the way the roots look. I think they're beautiful. And if you know me, I'm a root person. I usually have them fanned out more, and not today. Today, that's pretty enough. I want this to be more about the tree. I hope this tie is big enough. If not, I have another one. Okay. Now I just wish I had another hand. My goodness. Okay, let's see. Just gonna tighten that best I can. It would be easier if I pulled it towards me, guys, but I did one time. I think you've probably heard this. If you haven't, I pulled so hard, my hand slipped off and I punched myself right in the face. It was a thing. It was really bad. I don't know if anybody else could pull that off, but I do a really good job at it. See, here I go. I said I wasn't going to mess with the roots, and already I'm messing with the roots. That's it, no more. So I have everything covered over here, including my tools, with these white napkins because the noise of these wires slapping my metal, my lights, my tripod, just everything on my space. All right, that's enough. And these are very, very long. I should have just trimmed them up a little bit, but for now, we're not going to do that. What I am going to tell you, let's see, I did take notes. So the wire that I'm using, this is all in part 1, I'm just going to give you a really quick breakdown, is the Bancrete 18 gauge aluminum, and I'm also using 22 gauge Casey gold and antique bronze. It is listed in part 1. I cut, let's see, sorry about that, I grabbed the wrong notepad. Okay, so I cut 12 each of the 18 gauge and the 22 gauge. And now we're going to take them into sections of 8. And again, the length, I did not measure the length. I just laid it out. It's not going to matter because we're going to be adding, and we're going to have some fun with this one. So I'm just going to take some on the left and the right so that I can twist out some of this tree. We're not going to do it the same way we do all the other trees. This one here is going to be different. I have to untangle. Now that I've untangled, now we're going to start twisting out the tree. So I'm just going to hold on to it down here. Even though I have that tie, I don't want it to move. Plus, I'm just used to supporting my work, so I'm just going to hold my hand right there And we have 3 different colors. So this is going to look really, really cool. And I can tell, I added the silver because of the blue on these birds. It brings out the cool tone. And then the gold and the brown, obviously, for the brown. And these birds have some gold on them, so it's going to be a really pretty project. And that's it. Right there is as far as I'm going to go at this moment. Because what I'll do now is I'll take out 8 on this side. And I'm going to try and take out 4 of the 18 gauge aluminum and 4 of the 22. So let's take out 8. Okay, I took out 8 and I put a zip tie. This is just to help me keep track of my wires. And normally I would have twisted up a lot higher, like maybe about there, not today. Today's different. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to take out 8. I'll take 4 of the 18 aluminum gauge and 4 of the 22 gauge. So there's 2. And I will put a zip tie on that as well. Okay, so now we've got 8 on both sides. We are lower than normal because we're doing this differently. So now what I'm going to do, and I will be pausing here and there when I have to try and, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, but if I run into a situation where I can't separate them, I'll show you what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to take these and just separate them and put in some more twists. Not a lot. I don't know yet how many. I will show you. See, we dropped 8 and then we added some more of the tree. Usually I don't twist in between, but today we're going to twist. And we are going to end up with 6 sections to this tree with 8 wires in every section, or every branch. So I think that's enough right there. I just want to make sure. Okay. The aluminum, see, that gives me also the ability to pull it, and because it's aluminum, it's very soft. Even the 18 gauge, and it does stiffen up afterwards, but it does help me just from the heat of my hands to manipulate it a little bit. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to take out 8 more. And we'll do it on the left, and then we'll continue to twist. We'll do it on the right and twist until we have 6 sections of 8. I'm going to take them out and put a zip tie, and we'll carry on. Okay, so 2 things I did. I took the branch, this one, used to be on that side, and I just brought it over here. I think it just looks better if they're not exactly opposite each other, if that makes sense. And again, it's in 8. I did put some twists in only because the zip tie just isn't working. So as long as they stay together, then we're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to separate these ones as best we can. I'm going to trim some of these wires up because we're only going to bead and make leaves to a certain point, and I'll cut the wire and then I'll twist it back in to fill the tree in so that it's full and leafy, but not in rows, not these long rows that go to the other end of the hoop. That's the look that I'm not looking for that. Okay, now I'm just going to put in a couple of twists. I don't know how many. I'm not counting. I just want it to blend pretty. There'll be a lot of moving this around until we get all 6 of our sections done. And now I'm going to take 8 more for this side. And I will do sections of 8 until I have all of them sectioned off, and then I'll come back. Okay, now that I have 6 sections of 8 wires in each, I got the hard part done that I couldn't do in front of you because I had to do it on actually on a big huge empty space, and my workspace just isn't cutting it. So what I'm going to do now that I have them separated, I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to separate them into 4 and 4, but I want 2 aluminum and 2 22 gauge for each. And I'm going to hold it right here because I don't want it, I want it to look like it's coming out the side of the tray. So I'm just going to put in my twist like that. And then I'm going to watch out for like in here because I want that to blend. And so I'll just come in with these. If I can't, then I'll have to use the mouse, like my fingers. You can come back to that one later. I'm just going to carry on. See how good those zip ties work? Look, they just slide right off. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to break all of these down into 2 4 and 4 with 2 of each wire. 2 18 gauge aluminum and 2 22 gauge jewelry wire. You have to get the ones that want to go so that it looks good. So you have to play around with it a little bit. That's why I separated it without you. It's hard to get the ones that need to go together, like right here. Okay, this part is not the important part. You kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. Normally, I do this with every tree. The only thing I've done different so far is instead of bringing it all the way out and counting 8 and then sectioning them evenly, I dropped 8 and then twisted up a little bit more. And I will be also, excuse me, flipping it over and beading, I think, on the back as well. Now let's see if we can get this to look right. I'm going to get these all in my sections and the twist started so that we can get onto the good stuff. Okay, so I've only recorded 9 minutes, but it has taken me a while to make these 6 sections of 8 each. And for some reason, I came up 3 short. It's not going to matter. But anyway, so now that I have this done, now is the time to decide where, well, I want to twist this out just a tiny bit more and take the branches that I want to go on the top of the vine. I'm going to connect them not to the vine. I'll be going up and around through the vine, but I want to connect them to the actual hoop. So what I want to do now, because I don't want them thin, I want this to be a sturdy tree. With these 4 wires here, I'm going to separate them into, only because I can on some of them, maybe not so much, 2 and 2, 2 aluminum and 2 of the other. And I'm going to twist those like that. Okay. I'm going to have to trim these. Because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to get a bead over some of these with the kinks. So what we're going to do, we're going to fix that right now. I'm just going to trim some of this off. Just the real crooked ones, because the ones that we do cut, we're going to save because we're going to twist them right back into the tree. So now let's have some fun. I'll give you an idea of what I'm going to do. And okay, now, just because we're rustic doesn't mean we can't be rustic and pretty. So what I'm going to do is take these two. I'll be using all four actually, but with these two we're going to slide on. Actually, I think I have to use just one first. The first branch is always going to be a little bit different. I don't think that this 18 will go through a 6mm bead. If it does, yay, it did. Awesome. Well, that's good to know. Now let's see if I can get the 4 through it as well. That might not work. Okay, this is going to be a little tedious. Okay, that worked. So far, so good. Some of these beads I might actually be able to get on the 18 gauge aluminum, but I'll be cutting and adding in more of the other as well. So let's slide that down. Now we're going to slide on the pretty tangle. Let's see. Now I feel like I have to hurry because I've put so much time into, well, it's only been 12 minutes, but I want this part not to look hard so that you don't lose interest. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Look, that's pretty, yeah, I like it. And now we're going to put on another one. This one's a little bigger. Doesn't matter. And I think this is the only one we're going to be doing with 2 wires and 1 bead. Instead we'll have the thin wires to put the beads on, and the 18 gauge is just to plump it up. So we have those 2 like that, and now we have to work with these 2. So what I'll do, start putting some beads on. And this is how we're going to make the leaves. I'll slide that down just a little bit. And they're not all going to be the same either. Like that. Okay. Wasn't exactly what I planned, but we're going to keep it. And twist this out just a little bit more. And I'm going to put another leaf. Let's see if I can. Oops, I'm dropping stuff already. I have seed beads in here, crystals, and every bead possibly under the sun. And every one of these things, every one of these beads came from Amazon, by the way. So if you go into the playlist, I do have one with all the links to the beads that I use, the seed beads, the crystals, they're all right there. That's what I use. Even though these I've had for a long time, I put them in the playlist because that's where the ones that I use. Okay. So now, let's see, what are we going to do here? I think I'll put in a few twists right here. I don't want long stretches like this to go all the way around my whole project. So what I will be doing, like right here, I can get away with it here for now. If I start obsessing, I'm not going to stop. Just leave it alone. I'm not used to working on beading on this flat thing, so all my beads are falling. This is on top of a tray, so we're gonna have beads everywhere. That's right. I need to look at it first and then I'll show you. Okay, remember I said we're going to work on front and back, and we're going to have this very different. So right now what I'm going to do, probably put another leaf, and maybe we'll work on it. Let's do the bottom one first. Yeah, let's finish this one. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I'm definitely gonna, when I pause, I'm gonna clip down these wires because we're gonna use them. I'll show you that we are gonna use them all. No waste here. We're just gonna make our branches so they're not as long and the tree is full. I'm gonna keep jumping. You can put as many on as you want. I'll throw some seed beads in there. What's good about this, if I want, which I'm not really, I was thinking about it. Like right here, if I wanted to put, I just saw it, like a little dangle. I don't think I need to get all obsessive with those. I think just the 2 on the bottom, I think that will be enough. I want to add just enough pretty, but keep it rustic. So that's what we'll do. I'm not counting, I'm just throwing them on there and see, you know, I want it to be full. And I don't want to twist leaves in. I thought about that. Make a whole bunch outside of the hoop and then twist them all in. I don't want more than 2 wires on my hoop at a time. I'm really fussy about that. Okay, let's see what this is looking like. So I'm beading with the 22 gauge and twisting with the 18. So I'll always have longer of the 18 gauge wire because I'm making leaves. Now if I wasn't making leaves, if I was just stringing and just using the other to twist just the basic branch, that would be different. So I'll use that one to twist. I think what I'll do, I want to make sure that this tree is where I want it. I think it'll be fine. I think I'll take this wire and bring it up through the vine, right there. Even though I'm not going to attach it to the vine, I'm going to attach it to the hoop. I'm just going to anchor it right there. So it's not all going on one, like, straight line. Now we have more of a branch coming through, see? Right here. I don't have to have a leaf right there. I'm not going to get too fussy. I just want it to be pretty. I'll make a little leaf right here of bicones. There's 5 of them. There we go. Now I was going to make the leaves go outside of the hoop. I'm not going to go and put them on the outside of the vine. I actually am thinking about maybe, I'm not sure yet, using the little glass flowers that I have and make like a vine and put that around it, make it look like roses maybe. I don't know, let's see. Come on now, just one. That's not too much to ask for. There we go. Now, this wire is getting short, but it's still long enough for me to put a leaf there. And just slide them up like that. Take this wire, bring it right down to where the twist is, and twist that up. I thought about just stringing it, guys, and I'm just not feeling that. And that can go right there. Now what I'll do is I'll take these two. You can't see with my hand in your face. I'm so sorry. Like that. And just going to bring it right onto the hoop, not the vine, the way I always do. I'm going to bring it to my hoop, wrap it over. I'm going to bring these two up. I don't know if I'm going to go around it twice. I don't think so. Maybe here and there. I don't know yet. But for this piece, for this one, let's see. I think I'll just pass it over it. And go back down. Try not to go over the leaf. Oops. I'll come back and clip them all later, not right now. I'm gonna focus more on just getting the beginning of this done so that you can see what I'm doing. I covered everything up with the white napkins and I can't find my tools. I'll just put in a couple of little twists like that. I'm gonna do them as I go, just to keep it looking pretty. Now this one, twist it out just a little bit more. This wire here is really short. That's all right. Wait till you see how short we're going to cut these wires. And then we're going to twist what we cut off right back into it. Instead of having 2 wires, we'll have 4. It'll make a nice split, so we don't have these long rows of branches that are weak because they're too long. I was actually gonna, instead of using like 2, I was gonna have 4 be 1 branch and then branch off. So it's already not quite what I wanted it to be, but it'll be fine. I'm going to flip it over now, which I really don't want to do throughout this entire project and filming it because it's not easy. That's why I want to keep the sections short. I don't want it to be like right now we're at half an hour and I've not really accomplished a whole lot. I wish I could put this is not far from my hand. I wish I could put it up over my head. I don't like that. Okay, leave that like that. Bring this one out. I'm not going to see that one. Not if I pull it, which is fine. We're going to leave it. It's going to be so full, it's not going to matter. Oops. Okay. I feel like it just got dark in here. I do have the shade up. Maybe the clouds are rolling in. It's such a fun project, but it's making it so hard to do because of the noise in the space. I just want to make it and share it. As much of it as I can anyway. I think it'll be easier once I start cutting and pulling it in from the middle, but for right now, this right here, it is what it is. So now I think what I'm going to have to do, I wish that little one would show. I could just go right behind there, but that's not what I want. So, let's grab another wire. Like this piece. It's way too long. I'm not going to use that. Instead, we'll take a piece of this one. I'm going to cut them anyway. No matter. I'm just going to add it right on. Fold it in half. Like that. And twist this right onto it. That won't come undone. Now we should be able to reach the hoop. Actually, let's just twist all of them together. It's not quite what I had in mind, but we have enough now. It's long enough to get to the hoop. So I decided that I didn't like the way that looked. So what I did do, I'm going to take this and bring it down in the back. And then I'll flip it over. And I'll attach it. And then I'm going to clip off these wires because I'm dropping stuff everywhere. And this is not looking fun. So, I'm just going to take these and bring them to the hoop up there. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut them off a little bit. I think I'll cut this one off a lot. cut it off way down there. I'm going to twist these ones with that little stump of aluminum. Right like that. Now, I'll attach it to my hoop. I'm just going to go right over that, because in the front, you'll be able to see the vine. I think I'm going to have the same issue with working with this as I did the big vine, because it's a big project, and moving it around is a little bit tricky. After I finish this branch, I'm going to call this part 1, and I'm going to trim up these wires. And that dangle isn't going to dangle. I don't think we're going to have to work on that. I'll push that one out. I'm just going to twist this a little bit, and then that'll be it for today with this project. Because I'm getting frustrated. I should have probably started up at the top, but I usually don't do that. So I don't want to make a big change if it's not going to be easier for me. There, like that. See, I'm dropping all these wires. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys. I'm going to call this part 1. I'm not crazy about it. I mean, I like the way this looks, but it is what it is. I'll cut those and then we'll move on. Part 2 will be, I'll be more prepared. I gotta shorten these wires, but that's what I have so far. I'll be ready for part 2. We're gonna cut these off. I'll see you soon.